Hello friend. So now we are going to see the role of quality management systems in the bioequivalence and bioavailability studies. Some of the definitions before going to the quality management system process. Good clinical practices, a standard for the design, conduct, performance, monitoring, auditing, recording, analysis, and report of clinical trials that provides assurance that the data and reported results are credible and accurate, and that the rights, integrity, and confidentiality of trial subjects are protected. So this is what a standard, the good clinical practices. Then what is quality assurance? All those planned and systemic actions that are established to ensure that the trial is performed and the data are generated, documented, or recorded, and reported in compliance with good clinical practices and applicable regulatory requirements. So, this is how the role of quality assurance comes into the picture. What is quality control? The operational techniques and activities undertaken within the quality assurance system to verify that the requirements for quality of the trial related activities have been fulfilled. That is nothing but the thorough checking of the each and every activities by doing systematic review. Then what is good documentation practices? Good documentation practices are those measures that collectively and individually ensure documentation, whether paper or electronic, is secure, attributable, legible, traceable, permanent, contemporaneously recorded, original, and accurate. So these are all the critical and important aspects of a good documentation practices. What is a quality management system? The quality management system defined as a formalized system that documents, processes, procedures, and responsibilities for achieving quality policies and objectives. A QMS helps coordinate and direct an organization's activities to meet customer and regulatory requirements and improve its effectiveness and efficiency on a continuous basis. So the benefits of the quality management system initiative include enhanced patient safety by improving quality, assuring data integrity, minimizing delays in the clinical trials, and bringing drugs to the market with more fast manner. So this is how the quality management systems helps the both the organization as well as the sponsor to make quality drugs in a fast manner. So what is the use and significance of this quality management system? With respect to the organization, it decreases the burden by streamlining clinical trial process or the BAP study process and focusing on measuring issues that matters. So it will focus on the specific issues where the problems or the where it affects the quality of the entire process, and they will resolve that problem with all the corrective and preventive actions. Then how quality management system helps the regulatory authorities? It provides consistent quality framework for regulatory authorities to evaluate and measure these issues. What issues? The issues that matter, where the problem arises during the entire conduct of the study process. Then for the patients, what is the use? There will be increased patient safety during the clinical trials so that the entire process is being monitored by the quality management system and properly it is documented. Then for the sponsors, it helps with very fewer study delays through reduced remediation associated with quality issues, ultimately getting drugs to the market faster. Greater ability to solve repetitive quality issues which individual companies have been unable to address. So the quality management system overall, it helps to for the patients, the regulatory authorities, the organization and the sponsor to bring a quality product in a fast manner so that it helps everyone. What is the role of quality control in BEP study? So quality control is a set of operational activities intended to ensure the quality requirements are actually being met. It is ongoing review of the data collection forms and other records for completeness and logic. So this quality control personnel during the study, they will come to online when you do the study and see that whether your everything is properly done as per the protocol and procedures. And they also do whether the documentation in a retrospective manner, all the documentation is properly done and whether it is clearly legible or whatever the requirement of the quality process as per the GDP, GLP, whether it is carried out or not. All these things will be checked by the quality control officials. For example, the clinical site study staff will complete the checklist to confirm the appropriateness of the each subject's informed consent process. So they will be having a checklist to confirm that whether this entire process as per the rules or as per the procedure is carried out. Then yes, they do a systemic comparison of electronic clinical data to the medical records. So whatever, for example, I have the entire laboratory data in terms of paper, all the biochemistry values, hematology values. Then now I'm going to incorporate in the computer, preparing a table, summary table or listings. So these two have a different form. So that will be checked properly against the source data by the quality control person. Then reviewing the contents of essential documents binder and documenting the results of the review. So whatever the review happens for the essential documents, and then how the review has happened, what is the results of the review also will be taken care by the quality control officials. Now, what is the quality assurance will do? They will do the set of activities intended to establish quality requirements and procedures, ensure those requirements are being met and the procedures are being followed, verify that quality is being maintained. So above the quality control, in addition to the checking whatever they do, and quality assurance, they establish the procedures and quality requirements, and those requirements, they ensure that the requirements are met, and they verify the quality is being continuously maintained. Quality assurance generates procedural documents to guide quality activities and the review of documentation to assess adherence to written procedures, policies, and regulations. So the activities include in a BAB facility the creation of standard operating procedure, review of documentation like completed checklist, completed raw data forms, and source documents, to confirm that an established quality process is being followed. And also they review the training logs to ensure that sufficient relevant training has been completed and documented. Quality management system also have the document and records control. So whatever data you are generating or you are recording, those documents and records has been controlled by a systematic procedure developed by quality management system. So the quality management system requires that organizations control the documents required by the quality management system. Records are a special type of document that must be controlled. Organization must establish a documented procedure to approve the documents for adequacy prior to issue, review, update as necessary, and reapprove documents, identify the changes and the current document revision status, make relevant documents available at points of use, ensure the document remain legible and readily identifiable, identify external documents and control their distribution, prevent obsolete documents from unintended use, apply suitable identification if obsolete documents are retained. So, in other words, whatever we described in the previous slide, the QMS establish and control records are evidence of conformity to requirements and to demonstrate the effective operation of quality management system. So, they develop the records for to define the control that needed for the records. So what kind of control are needed for the records? That includes identification of the records, storage of the records, protection of the records, retrieval of the records, retention of the records, disposition of the records, and also they develop procedures to record legible, readily identifiable, and retrievable records. Currently, in industry, especially bioequivalence industry, various computer systems or softwares are used for various purposes. For example, LCMS uses a software to make the chromatogram and the quantification data, and also some other like pharmacokinetic analysis uses a software called Winolin or SAS. So these all systems, computerized systems and softwares need to be validated. So these computer system validations are also comes into the quality management systems. So what is validation of computerized system? A process of establishing and documenting that the specified requirements of a computerized system can be consistently fulfilled from design until decommissioning of the system or transition to a new system. The approach to validation should be based on a risk assessment that takes into the consideration the intended use of the system and the potential of the system to affect human subject protection and reliability of the trial results. So, for example, you use a software and the software needed a password. So, if you enter a wrong password, how many times it will enter? After 3 times, it will get blocked. So, this is the procedure you set into the system in the software. It has to be validated. So, for that, a demonstration will happen and it will be recorded in a documented manner. So all these things will be screenshots will be captured and it will be documented. Like this, many functions of the software, many functions of the computer system will be carried out. As an example, the screenshot will be captured in the document so that whatever defined for the system is properly happening throughout the process, throughout the study, or throughout the entire life cycle of the particular systems. That is what ensured by the validation of the computer systems. So this computer system validation can happen in a timely manner so that the system is continuously followed, also being monitored. So now it comes to the quality audits. The quality assurance or quality control team from the quality management system can audit the particular study. In clinical trials, audit teams run audits for protocols, SOPs, guidelines, other country-specific guidelines, etc. It is the duty of the audit team to run internal audits during the clinical study process, review documented trial data, etc. The audit team performs audits right from the initial data collection stage to the final trial report stage. This audit helps the project team members to review the entire clinical trial process, rectify issues on time, and improvise the process for the future trials. After audit, observations are issued by the auditors as a report to the investigators, and the investigators will respond to the audit observation with the corrective and preventive action, which is shortly called as CAPA. Then finally, once the CAPA is satisfactory to the quality assurance team, the audit certificates will be issued. One of the another critical activity of the quality management system and the quality assurance is that vendor qualification. Since the quality assurance team is the independent unit in the particular organization, and they are the preferred people to do the vendor qualifications for the organizations. So the vendors for the BE facility can be a clinical laboratory pathology lab, or can be a laundry, can be a caterer, can be a ethics committee, or can be a suppliers of consumables like columns, HPLC columns, vacuum liners, vials, other chemicals required for the bioanalysis, standard suppliers, working standard suppliers, service engineers, maintenance contractors, etc. So these vendors are should be qualified by the quality assurance team as per the predefined criteria what they have kept in the standard operating procedures. So these vendors, whatever I mentioned, these vendors provide a vital solution to the organization's necessary services that ensure day-to-day business functions and to run smoothly and efficiently. So these services are generally provided by workers operating under the umbrella of a vendor relationship. But therein lies a gray area, for not all vendors are created equally, or not all vendors should be treated equally. So vendor qualification is to evaluate each new or redeployed service providers who are in scope to make sure they meet all client defined vendor standards. This typically includes reviewing business licenses, certifications, qualifications, skill sets, training efficiency, etc. So the quality assurance teams take all the documentations from the vendors and they review it, and as per the requirement they will check and they will approve the vendors before they do the services to the organization or before they redeploy. So vendor, if the agreement with the vendor completes in 2 years, third year again the audit will happen to do that, or there will be a specified period of time which the vendor audit will happen to check timely manner or in a specific period. As part of the quality management systems, the training management also comes under the quality assurance in the organization. So the employee training programs helps improve knowledge and skills of employees to match at the various changes in the industry. So time regulations are changing, guidelines are changing. So everything need to be updated. So the employee need to aware of all these changes. So that has to be carried out by the training management program, where time to time SOP training, regulatory guidelines training, other offline training, online training, everything external training, internal training need to be carried out. These improvements will positively affect the productivity of workers, which can increase the profits and efficiency of the organization. And also new candidates who join an organization, joining a CRO, are given training. This training familiarizes them with the organization mission, vision, rules, regulations, and the working conditions. Also the SOPs relevant to the his or her working area. Training management includes for the existing employees, also for the refresher and continuous training programs to enhance their knowledge. So any updations or amendments takes place in the technology, training is given to cope up with those changes. For instance, purchasing a new equipment changes in techniques and computer softwares are requiring retraining. The employees are trained about to use the new equipments and work methods. Training is given so that employees are prepared to share responsibilities of the higher level job. All the trainings, whatever happens in the organization, are clearly documented as a proof of training records, which may be required for the regulatory agency or the sponsor who entirely sponsoring the study. So in this module, we have seen the quality management systems, including the quality control process, quality assurance process, vendor qualification process, and finally the training management. So with that, we are completing the quality management systems and we'll see you in some other module. Thank you.